timed that music pretty well.
Perfect.
That was a total guess. How's my volume?
Good.
All right. How are you tonight, Deborah?
I am good, Miss Donna. How are you?
Awesome,
How's
awesome.
everybody? Woo!
We are warming up. We've been chilly over here, and we finally got all the big stuff moved into the new house, and it's 65 right now. So that's nice.
That's
It
nice.
was it was quite chilly for a bit there. But
I love your new background too.
we're getting there. We're getting there. I've got the yarn shelves are not quite fully up.
Mhm.
That's going to keep the echo down in here because my studio is going to be on the other side of this computer
Oh,
monitors in front of me. So I need to keep the echoes in the room down.
it's looking good. It's looking good.
Awesome. All right. Well, we are going to be talking about your specialty tonight,
Mhm.
helping people to have their demos be so good that they're going to get attention and help them get jobs.
Absolutely.
All righty. So you guys know the drill. If you're able to turn off the phone, mute it, whatever you need to do so that
Throw it
you
out of the
get,
room.
yes, yes. Because tonight we're going to introduce you to some of our students who've recently completed or are in the process of completing demos. We're going to play excerpts from their coaching sessions, and we're going to introduce you to the two specific coaches who worked with those students. So it's going to be a great little glimpse behind the curtain.
Mhm.
I'm so sorry. Somebody has a note taker that is trying to request to take notes or record the meeting over and over again. We're not giving anybody else permission to record the meeting. You can hold on. I'm declining and I'm going to okay. I'm removing the note taker. There we go. Okay. Yeah. No offense, guys. We just don't need anybody else recording the class. This is the recording here will be available for you guys tomorrow to watch again. We don't need it recorded on everybody's. Oh,
Ooh, Donna,
I
Viola said,
just
congrats on the new house.
thank you. Thank you. It's been an experience. Um, all right.
Moving,
I think we
moving is
finally got
always
all the pop-ups
interesting.
to stop. Yeah.
Right.
Okay. So we're gonna start talking about um, some important stuff about demos. But first, if you're new, and I do see some names that I haven't seen before, pop in the chat box and type first time. It doesn't have to be in all caps, but it helps us see it. Put
Yeah.
first time so that we know who's new. All right. Uh,
Oh,
Rodriguez is new.
ooh,
Hello, hello. That's a very fancy name. I love it.
look at Andrea.
All right. Jim
Let me put my
is Jim's
glasses
first
on.
time, and Ruth's first time, and Andrea, and
Yeah.
Linda. Oh, Patricia Decker. Hi, Patricia. All right. And Gregory's first time.
Barry.
Yes.
Dave Clark. You're not from the Dave Clark Five, are you? Remember Dave Clark Five?
It's Mina's first time.
Mhm.
Susan's not here tonight, Leon. Susan is in Brazil.
Yeah.
She has gone to visit her wonderful friends in Brazil. And so she is spending some time down that way. And so you have me playing hostess tonight to kind of take care of things.
Yep.
Um, and Deborah is so graciously here to help me out. And we will be talking about what she does for great voice in great detail. So it's good that she will be here. All right. Okay. Um,
Well,
so
welcome
who
to
do we
all the
miss?
first
Brenda's
timers.
first time, Terrell's first
Yes.
time,
Barry,
Janet's first time, Bree. Hi, Bree. Okay. Fantastic.
welcome, guys.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. So, this presentation is for two types of people. If you are a brand new beginner, you're going to understand how you can get your first voiceover demo produced in just about 90 days with proven coaching and demo production package with experts like Deborah to guide you through the process. And more experienced people are going to get what you need to understand how to produce an additional or an updated demo so you can get where you want to go in voiceover. There are four main types: broadcast, non broadcast, audiobook, and all of the above in Spanish. That is the primary other language that you can work in voiceover in the US. There are small little pockets of places where they can use some other languages, but English and Spanish, pretty much from coast to coast, you'll be able to get work doing those. Um, we're going to get into details of the different types. Broadcast probably makes complete sense to you guys. Commercials on air or internet, political spots. Why did I just draw a blank on the word? I'm talking about
What,
public
broadcast?
service announcements,
Mm-hmm.
public service announcements, those sorts of things that are broadcast on the air would go under broadcast. Non-broadcast covers things like e-learning, medical narrations, phone prompt, IVR, which is kind of going away. There's not a lot of new IVR work expected. Explainer videos, like for people's websites, um, things that they could take to trade shows and things like that that would play and explain something. Sales website videos, all kinds of good stuff. Anything basically that's not an audiobook or an animation and isn't broadcast over the air is going to fall under this. Audiobooks are a very different animal. They go in their own separate category. The format is different. So instead of multiple clips in the same finished file, you're going to have full 1 minute samples of three or more different books. You want to have a good amount of time on there that you get to show your range. You get to display any special skills you have. Um, there's no music, so your audio has to be perfect. Different genres need to be displayed: fiction, nonfiction, mysteries, different characters expressing different things: drama, love scenes, fight scenes, etc. You want character dialogue between characters of different genders, ages, etc. If you're gifted with certain accents, for example, that would be something that you might be able to demonstrate in a 1 minute audiobook clip. Specialty demos like the cartoons, animation, video games, Spanish and other languages, TV promos, radio imaging, etc. It's best starting out to keep it simple, starting with those three main areas: broadcast, non-broadcast, and audiobooks. Of course, you can specialize within those areas. Non-broadcast, we have students who just want to do e-learning, so that's what they do, and that's absolutely fine. But a non-broadcast demo is a great way to open up your opportunities as well with that one investment. So, how long are they? What is a good VO demo structured like? It's not long. You would think when you're listening to it, it feels like it's a lot longer than 90 seconds usually, doesn't it, Deborah?
Yeah, it
But
does.
if you if your person who is helping you with your demo does a good job with script selection, that 90 seconds, people just can get caught up in it and
Mm-hmm.
totally lose track of the time, and it feels like it goes by quick, and it feels like it's still going on. It's really a good demo with good scripts that have been selected right for you can
Mm-hmm.
really catch somebody's attention. If you don't, then they're going to stop listening after a few seconds and move on to the next one. So we don't want that. It needs to be fully produced. So all but the audiobook should sound like finished jobs you could have been paid to do, which usually have a music bed, possibly even sound effects in the back. If it's a commercial demo, you might hear the sounds of a ball game going on in the background of a commercial where they're making a reference to sports in some way. Like that's going to be on there so that it sounds like you could have been paid to do that. That's how your potential clients are going to know, even though you're new, that you can do this job. Professionally recorded and directed. Even Susan doesn't direct herself for her demos. She hires someone. And so it's really, really strongly recommended that we all do that as well, because trying to perform and direct yourself is really, really hard.
Yeah.
Um, well, Paul, I'm glad you asked. What's the best material for a commercial demo? We don't recommend you produce your own demo, commercial or otherwise, um, because technically you could produce something you call a demo, but you can also give yourself a haircut. It's not usually a great idea.
Mm.
Not going to come out how you expect most of the time, is it? No,
Not at all.
no. Um, so the things that most people make mistakes on is self-producing and directing, no background music, poor audio quality without realizing it's poor audio quality. Um, was actually talking with Mike Shively earlier, um, and because he's a sound engineer by trade, he did sound engineering for a long time. And we were discussing that, until you've had some kind of training, you don't really know what broadcast quality audio is until you hear the difference. You've been taught what it really should sound like or what it should look like on your screen, and you look at it and go, oh, that's not it. Um, Speaking from personal experience, having put out files before our home studio class existed, and then cringing when I realized how bad they were. Um, we don't want that to happen to you. Um, Boring, the wrong scripts. And that's probably the main reason, isn't it, Deborah, that we don't always use actual jobs that we've done once you start working, guys. You're probably not going to add your actual job to
Mm-hmm.
your demo because
Because
a
they're
lot of
not all
times
the most exciting. They're not.
they're not all the most exciting.
Most
Yeah.
of our work. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So the scripts have to be chosen really well. They've got to be appropriate for your voice, and they can't be out of date. If they sound like they were something that you might have recorded a decade ago, they're going to assume that everything's out of date, including your skills.
Yeah.
So we don't want that. Um, the bonus sixth mistake. Uh,
Oh.
Actually remember somebody who had a lovely demo. She sounded great,
Mm-hmm.
but she asked a family member's opinion, and that family member said something that um, made her feel bad about it. She
Yeah.
started picking at herself, started tearing apart her how she sounded in the demo. The only person whose opinion matters is the one who's going to be writing you a check.
Yep.
um, Chances are your family members and friends are not in the business. and don't actually know what a good demo. Now, if you've got a family member who's an agent for voiceover and you want to get their opinion, that's a whole different story. This is people who are unlikely to really understand or to be able to give you feedback that is relevant. I know when my kids hear me do luxury read commercials, they're like, ew, mom. Not because I sound bad, because it's weird to them to hear me doing the luxury voice. That creeps them out. So if I had just taken what they said and went like, oh, I sound bad. No, I sounded too good was the problem. I was like, no, no, you're my mom. You're not supposed to sound like that. Okay. You have to know how to take what they're saying. I had a gentleman, poor thing, his wife said, we're gonna ask my cousins because they're in the business, they were in advertising.
Mm.
Um, try to convince him not to do a demo.
Mm.
He wound up doing it and it came out wonderful, by the way. So just so you guys know, he does not regret it at all that he went ahead and did it. But the cousins said, "Oh no, we don't think you have the talent." Well, they
Right.
don't know. Just because you work in advertising doesn't mean that you know what voice actors need to have on their demos. So how do you get the feedback you need? Well, I've got great news for you. We help you. So how do you know when you're ready to do your demo? It's always a work in progress because you're going to need to refresh it every once in a while. We've had people come back to us a few years later and we just re-record one or two spots, and others who have old demos that are old enough that it really all needs to be refreshed. um, it's not one and done. Eventually, you're, when do I diversify and get another? I got a commercial demo. Now I want to do an e-learning demo. When do I do that? Um, it's important to have the coaching, um, a blend of group coaching and private coaching, to get you to the point where you're ready to do this. Because when you finish your demo, you also want to be prepared to do actual jobs.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, it's at the end of the day, what the coach needs to be working with you on is not just your demo, but making sure that you're going to be able to do what they help you do in those sessions and be ready to actually share this demo with potential clients and book work and complete it and hopefully get repeat business. So you want to wait long enough, but not too long. As soon as you can, but not too soon, right? Um, and you're going to get feedback from the market. I did not start out thinking I was doing commercial work, but the luxury voice and the commercial work seems to be what the market primarily wants from me. So therefore, the demo is commercial. Um, Best type of material to use to practice and improve your reading, voice inflection, and pronunciation skills. We like tape and ape, don't we? For
Yeah, we do.
commercial, ispot.tv/browse. Every commercial that's currently on TV is on there, and you can hit play and pause and repeat the line and keep doing that over and over, mirroring their cadence, their pace, their energy level, until you get a comfortable feel for it. Yeah, luxury voice, the luxury read is that breathy sound on the commercials, where they're talking to you about something special. So there's a little extra air under their voice, not quite whispering, but they're telling you something secret. So we're real close to your ear. The link is in the chat, Andrea. Deborah was kind enough to put it in there. ispot.tv/browse takes you right to it. Um, so let's meet our featured coaches for tonight and listen to some short excerpts from a couple of their coaching sessions. Since David can't be here tonight, he realized afterwards he had a conflict. We'll do him real quick. We'll introduce him. We'll play a little greeting from him that he recorded for you guys. And then we'll play the video for him and his student. And then we'll spend more time on Deborah and her student since they're both here. How about
Hmm.
that? All right. So David actually spent 28 years in radio um, and ran a agency satellite office for a really, really big automotive group. Um, so he's written commercials and done a lot of their public communications. In 2008, he started doing voiceover full time. He trained with Susan. I believe he did the 2007 boot camp, um, a big event where that Susan used to hold live. And so he's been doing voiceover ever since, and has worked with over 500 clients in over 85 countries. Um, Works for some of the big publishers, does an amazing job as a demo coach for the Great Voice Coaching team. I'm going to go ahead and pull up David's little intro here.
Hi, this is David Brower, voiceover coach for the Great Voice Company. And I'm proud to say that I'm just finishing up my third full year of doing this. I've been able to work with a bunch of great students. We've produced together over 150 demos, and it's the joy of my life. I got to tell you, this is kind of my pay it forward time in my life, where I want to help new students get into this industry and enjoy it as much as I have for the last 18 years. So my passion is deep. My love for this craft is deep. My sincerity in working with any of you students is a blessing. So I hope you get something out of the sessions tonight with Deborah and I, and something tickles your fancy, and you go, well, yeah, I want to do that. Hey, one of my students you're going to hear in a second, you're going to watch a video, actually, a session that we did, and we're just finishing up session 4 of his commercial demo. Now, he may sound a little more seasoned to some of you than you expect, and there's a good reason for that. This is his second demo. He's already done an e-learning demo. He busted his chops, worked really hard, and cranked out an incredible demo that we worked together on. It was so amazing. And now we're looking to have the same type of success with this commercial demo. So we just finished session 4. We're getting ready to practice the scripts for his demo next week for session 5 and then record it. So pay attention to a couple of things. One, how conscientious he is. Two, how good he is at taking direction. And 3, watch how he uses his hands. If any of you use your hands as a part of your daily communication style, don't be bashful to use your hands when you're doing voiceover. It's a part of who you are. So whatever you do to make you who you are on any given day, bring that to life with voiceover, okay? Have fun, and here's my friend Donna to introduce you to Don Bly.
All right. So let's get Don's video up here. Let me see if I can. There we go.
Here it is.
It's as easy as a few clicks to complete each step of the digital. What is the matter with me today? I'm going to go back to the beginning.
It's Monday.
Yeah. You know what was throwing me on this is the use of the word process so soon together.
Oh, yeah, I agree with you.
Yeah. It's as easy as a few clicks to complete each step of the digital process. Save time and improve accuracy when your customers enter their personal information themselves. With electronic delivery, you've got a direct connection to Wells Fargo. Digital processing tools deliver all required information securely to us, so you don't have to mail applications and store signed invoices. Meet your customers where they are with end-to-end paperless processing. Get connected today. Contact your Wells Fargo representative for details.
How'd that feel?
Not very good.
It was so much better than the first time you started, because it had more energy. I mean, I know you stumbled in a few places, but the read itself was so much better than the first time.
Well, it couldn't have been much worse.
No, but you had the energy. It was engaging. It was, you made people listen. It was. I mean, other than the hiccups, it was really good, man.
Okay,
You want to try it again? You want to move on?
let's try it again. Conduct business from anywhere and at any time. Paperless, streamlined, secure. Stop digging for papers when you switch to digital processing. From applications to remote transactions, we have you covered with an end-to-end paperless process. It's as easy as a few clicks to complete each step of the digital process. Save time and improve accuracy when your customers enter their personal information themselves. With electronic delivery, you've got a direct connection to Wells Fargo. Digital processing tools deliver all required information securely to us, so you don't have to mail applications and store signed invoices. Meet your customers where they are with end-to-end paperless processing. Get connected today. Contact your Wells Fargo representative for details.
How great was that?
That felt a lot better.
That was great. Good job. Really, really good job. Nice tone, nice delivery. Pace stayed the same all the way through. Inflections were in the right place at the right time. That was a great read, brother.
Thank you.
Great read. Okay, what's next?
All right.
All right. Don.
Yes, Don
Yes,
did a
Don
nice
Clark.
job.
Yes.
Yes,
And Coach David.
yes. Did a great job. And, one of the things he mentioned about, using your hands, yes, practice
Mm,
using your hands while keeping your head still, though. That's the
exactly.
challenge.
Yeah.
Because you guys can see, if you can see me, I talk with my hands.
Hmm.
And it can really help you sound convincing when
Yeah.
you do, if you are someone for whom that's natural, but you got
Hmm.
to keep your face in front of the microphone
That
while
part.
you're doing it. So,
Absolutely. I can't even imagine an Italian like not using not
it's,
using their hands, you know. I mean, so I turn real Italian when I'm in front of the mic, you know, but you're right, keep that head still.
yeah, got to keep the head still. Yes, like I thank the Italian side of the family for the hand talking. But yes, and then meet the lovely Deborah Pryor. Um, Deborah, you have been doing VO since 2018, but you were acting in theater, television, and radio a little
Yeah.
bit before that. Just a little bit.
Yes, yes. And then
Mhm.
came to Great Voice. I was a student. I took all of these classes because even with all of that theater and everything, you gotta train for the voice. So
Absolutely.
fortunately, I was with Great Voice. I had tried all kinds of crazy classes online and voiceover, and then life happened, and I couldn't find the classes, and I didn't have anybody to call to ask. So when I met up with Susan Berkley's Great Voice, and I actually had somebody I could steadily speak to, you know, if I had questions about voiceover, I decided to stick with Great Voice. But yeah, it's my absolute joy to. I've always been involved in some kind of teaching, but I never knew I would get such joy teaching voiceover and coaching, you know, directing voiceover students. David was real light with his talking about he's done about 150. I know he's done more than that because he was doing coaching before me, and I've done nearly 400. You know, so it's like, come on, dude. But yeah, I love it. I love and I guess tonight you're going to meet Leticia, who is one of my students that I'm working with now. Leticia is new to the industry. She's doing an audiobooks demo, and I just love her because this is a lady. She reminds me a lot of myself in that, just tell me what I need to do. I'm going to do it. Tell me what I need to get. I'm going to get it. And it's like something about people who there is nothing that's going to get in their way, to do this. So I just love her. And I'm so glad that we've chosen her to feature tonight.
Absolutely. All right, let's get the lovely Leticia.
Recording. And let me share the script because I have been looking forward to hearing you read. How'd your week go with it as far as studying, and doing
Well, I looked at what we talked about before. Think of my
okay,
audience.
great.
I speaking to.
Mm-hmm.
So for the very first one, how to talk to anyone,
Mm.
my first guess was to I was talking to myself and people like me. But
Okay.
you could also be talking to a head of HR who's looking for certain people to fill
Mm-hmm.
jobs. And this is
Mm-hmm.
something that you could bring up with them. You could
Mm-hmm.
also be talking to first year psychology students. So it
Mm.
goes a little bit deeper than just a regular audience of introverts. It's people
Exactly.
that, you know,
Exactly. Yeah. And so now all you have to do as the narrator is
it,
decide which of those three you're going to speak to. Because even for each of those people, it's going to be different because if it's a psychologist or somebody like that, this is somebody who already knows this, so you're really just reiterating, as a colleague, maybe. I don't know. You have to decide, is that a colleague or, are you that person's mentor? Where are you? Who are you? So as long as you are clear with who you are and who they are, and this is why you have to tell them this, then
okay,
the listener will get it. Okay.
okay.
Alrighty, so let's hear this first one. Now decide, and you don't have to tell me, but you
Mhm.
decide which of those you're speaking to.
Okay, I can do
Okay.
that.
Okay, whenever you're ready.
How to Talk to Anyone: The Introvert's Survival Guide to Mastering Small Talk, Networking, and Social Confidence by Miguel A. Guillermo. Strengths of Introversion. Introverts bring a different kind of power to interactions. They notice small shifts in tone or body language that others ignore. They pause before speaking, which gives their words weight. They reflect, making connections that others miss. Introverts also focus intensely on projects. That focus drives innovation, problem solving, and long term results. Another strength is concentration. Introverts can immerse themselves in tasks for long periods, producing work of higher quality. Whether it's writing, coding, researching, or creating art, the ability to focus without distraction is rare and powerful.
Very nice. Very nice. Now let me, how can I say this? Let's smooth it out in the way that it's not like I want you to be more emotional, but I want you to use greater transitions in your transitions. Like, and there's a difference. In a way, it's like I want you to, even though you're reading and we know it's an audiobook, we don't
Yeah.
have to sound like we're reading. Um,
Okay.
and
And you said that before, and I'm not
Mhm.
okay. So yeah, tell me
So
more.
let me just, and I hope I can do it so that you can hear the difference because it
Okay.
really does make a difference. Okay, so let me just read it. Introverts bring a different kind of power to interactions. They notice small shifts in tone or body language that others ignore. So I've read that and it's a good read. But if I'm just saying it, I'm saying like introverts bring a different kind of power to interactions. They notice small shifts in tone or body language that others ignore. We're just talking to the person. They pause before speaking, which gives their words weight. They reflect, making connections that others miss. It's like I'm not necessarily noticeably stopping at the periods or the commas. Introverts also focus intensely on projects. That focus drives innovation, problem solving, and long term results. So you can even elongate words, you can speed up some things, especially that's comma driven. Another strength is concentration. Now, there was no comma after strength, but I paused for a while. I'm saying you can do that with anything, but it only comes into play and into thought, Leticia, when you actually imagine yourself, and you might have to lean in with your elbows on the desk or something and just talk to the person.
Okay, and I'm a lean out person. Okay, okay.
But as far as to get the feel of I am in your face and I am telling you that introverts also focus intensely on projects. And then it's like that focus because you're driving off that last thing that you said. That focus
Mhm.
drives innovation, problem solving, and long-term results, you know. So there's a difference, Another strength is concentration. So what I'm trying to get to is as you're reading this, just actually don't look at it as reading it. You might have to even give it a side eye and look ahead a little bit to see what you're getting ready to say. But also use the power of the sentence before to justify it with the sentence afterwards. So heady stuff, I guess, but as you listen this week, think of it like that. It's not that your read was bad at all. It was actually very good, but this is how it becomes even more engaging and more powerful.
Okay, go. It's long, but
Woo, I
you
give
guys,
people a
how
lot
good.
to unpack. I hope I'm not scaring you guys.
No, no. I really I think it's so interesting to me how you really nailed, and if you guys all heard it, right? As she was reading it and showing Leticia what she meant, you could hear the changes in pace, and it sounded like she was just coming up with it off the top of her head because she was pausing in the right place, changing the pace, varying the cadence up a little bit. And that's how we really talk. When we're really saying something, we emphasize certain words over others. We change up our pace. We think of what we're going to say next. So there are pauses. And when you're just straight reading, it becomes obvious. Um, and it brought up actually probably something you noticed going from stage and screen to doing audio only is that you lose facial expression and body language as a way to convey meaning. It all is riding on not only what you're saying, but how you say it to express the right emotion to the audience. And what she was just explaining there to Leticia is an amazing way to put that. That it's how you're saying the words
And
that
even
makes.
imagining, Donna,
Mhm.
what the person's expression might
Oh
be.
yeah.
When we are talking, everyone, I'm addressing you, when we are talking to someone, when they don't even have to say anything, but if they are agreeing with us, they're shaking their head. Like I was looking at you,
Mhm.
Donna, and you were listening and shaking your head.
Mhm. Yep.
And sometimes people might do like this in confusion, depending on, whether they understand
Yes.
or it's not even about agreeing or not. It's just
Mhm.
so that's a good practice to also imagine in your
Yes.
head how someone may be responding. And that's
Yeah.
in any script, not just an audio
Mhm.
script.
Absolutely. And that's what helps me is picturing someone I actually know
Yeah.
who's going to react the way I need them to react to get the performance out of me. So if I'm choosing my sister or I'm choosing my boyfriend or I'm choosing one of my children, I'm choosing the right person to get the right feeling out of me.
And
That's
those
how they would
three of
respond.
those three different people you're going to speak differently to because
Absolutely.
they understand differently. They
Mhm.
hear you differently.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. Um,
Leticia's here. Can we hear her side of this if we have time? If we don't, I
I
understand.
think we've got some time. Hello, Leticia. I've invited you to
Hi.
unmute.
Hello,
Hello.
Donna. Hello,
Yeah.
Deborah.
Hey, let's see her. Can we see her?
I have added a
There
spotlight.
she is. Look, I just love her face. She's just so gorgeous to me. I
Oh,
said
Yeah.
that from
thank
the very
you.
beginning.
That's very kind. Too kind.
So, talk to us a little bit, Leticia, about your experience. This is your first demo with the Great Voice Company.
It is, and it's just been a pleasure working with you, Deborah. And I know that everyone was able to listen to our coaching session and apply some of what you were saying to their own work. I just think that you are a remarkable coach. You're very present. I think that's the one thing about you that I just adore. You're right there. You really are in your face, and you're
Mm,
so encouraging and just very supportive. I was pretty much initially I was pretty nervous about doing this, but
yeah.
after that first coaching session, I was completely convinced that this is something that I really want to do and that I had picked the best coach to help me to do it.
Oh, I thought you were going to say you picked the best books because actually have people pick their own audiobooks because I feel that we know what we love reading.
Yeah.
And a lot of times, if we love it, we do it well. You know, so she picked some great audiobooks and I want to know though, and thank you for your kind comments about me, but I don't want to hear any more comments about me. What I want to hear is how you feel you're developing from when you were anticipating this and now having gone through several sessions.
Mhm.
Do you recognize your growth?
I do, especially in our very last session when
Mhm,
we did that same one
mhm,
about the introverts. And I did it the first time, and then you coached me on making it a little bit more personal. And then I
mm,
did it that second time, and I found myself smiling while I was doing it because I could feel and hear the difference. And I
mm,
remember after we finished, you said that was it. And I was like, I felt that difference. That was amazing. So
mm,
it's, I don't want to keep harping on you, but seriously, it is your coaching that helps. I enjoy doing this so much, but I do think that a good coach makes a huge difference.
Thank you
Absolutely.
so much,
Absolutely.
Lucia.
Deborah
Goes
and
straight to my
David.
heart.
Yeah. Deborah and David and Anne and Andy, all of our demo
Mhm.
coaches are very caring, very involved with their students. They really give it their all.
We
Uh,
were hand chosen by
yeah,
Susan, all
absolutely.
four of us, all
Mhm.
four of us, because of the love that we have for doing this, the love we have for doing it, the
Mhm.
experience we have as actors, working actors, who have done this and who continue to do this and know from
Mhm.
experience, how to tell you what to do but not without, we're not trying to take away this is a collaboration. I always remind you of that. Just bring to me each week, what you got. Each week you get stronger and stronger and stronger. So I just guide you on what you're doing, and you're doing great, Leticia. I can't wait for the finished demo to come out.
2 more weeks.
Two.
Woohoo.
Yes.
Awesome.
Thank you, Kurt. Thank
Awesome.
you so much.
All
You're
right.
welcome. Thank
Appreciate
you.
you.
Yes. Yes. We will need to share that with everybody. All right. So, you guys, the question you should be asking is, how do we do this? How do we get you from knowing what you need to do to actually getting a voiceover demo? So let's go ahead and take a look at the options. Of course, you could do it the slow way. Google a bunch of stuff, watch a ton of YouTube videos, trial and error, embarrassing mistakes take longer to get going, or start with the 6 weeks of home studio class, a trusted coach, experienced audio engineer, and about 90 days from when you start, to have a finished demo that can actually help you launch your voiceover business. It's not for people who are just trying to get rich quick, because it's not a get rich quick scheme. It's a real business opportunity that's going to require some work. You can't enjoy tricky or manipulative sales and marketing practices. You can't be flaky. You gotta do the jobs that you agree to do. So if you are not willing to present yourself as a professional voiceover artist, this isn't for you.